Namaste yogis, welcome to your practice. I'm Stephen Heyman from YogaWorks, and what I would like to do today is a practice called open up. Of course, in yoga all the time we're trying to open up the back body and the side body and twists and all kinds of poses, and then our mind when we sit for meditation, and then the breath when we do breath work. But for today, I'd like the focus to be a little bit more on the front body. We'll touch on other parts of the body, a little bit of side, a little bit of back, but we'll mainly be opening the whole front. It's a bit of a vulnerable space to stand like this, with your heart open, the whole front body exposed. So we'll practice opening up in the face of stuff that happens in our life, and I'm sure each of us is dealing with a good portion of that. So that's going to be the challenge today. Whatever happens, we're trying to keep an open posture, but also an open mind in the process. I'm going to talk you through that. And then welcome to my home studio. I'm trying a different angle today. We're a little bit closer to the ocean, so I hope the sound is still okay. And let's try it out. Hopefully you'll feel some of these good ocean vibes seep in through your screen. Good. How I would like to start is to roll up your mat. I know you just arrived and you just rolled it out probably, but bear with me for a moment. Make a tight little roll and keep going for a little bit until you get this sausage, you could say. And the further you roll, the more intense this pose is going to be. It's not an intense pose, but it's going to be a little bit of a passive back bend, you could say. And if you don't roll so far, or you have a thinner mat, then it's going to be a little bit milder. So I'm going to go sort of a medium size. You want like quite a firm surface. If you have an extra yoga mat that you haven't unrolled, then that could also work really well. And then lie on the roll with your arms at the top, so on the head side. There's your head, there's your shoulders, there's your arms all on this side of the roll. And then there's your shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades are resting on the roll here. And then the rest of your body is down. Whenever I do this in the class, there's a whole lot of confusion happening. So just make sure you get that right in your home practice. And then rest your head back. If that's not possible, if you can't rest the head, then it means your roll is a little bit too thick and you need to unroll it a little bit. Then my preference for this is to keep the knees bent so that the lower back can soften down a little bit. And you'll see that the lower back lifts a bit because of the pressure of the roll. But do your best to sort of soften it down as much as you can. And then let your arms just rest. Let the shoulders drop over that roll, whether they are down on the floor or not. It's fine. And then rest the head back and take a few breaths. This is a good start. You took a moment. You pressed play on an online class. You set aside an hour of your day to practice, and that is where all this good stuff begins, with the intention, the opportunity to make a difference. And then with every out breath, can you feel the body soften down? Can you feel the pressure of that roll into the upper back, lifting your chest up? Try and do less effort, especially in these first poses. Just allow your body to sink down onto that surface. If this feels good, it might be a good one to repeat often, maybe after a long day at the computer, or perhaps when you just wake up, to start the day with a bit of space around the chest. You can also use this to draw some deeper breaths down into your abdomen and work with the breath for a few rounds. It's a nice open position. Nice, let's take one more slower breath together. And then slowly come off the roll. You can just roll to the side and roll it back out. Come to a seat, however you'd like to. And then let's start in cactus arms. Bring the elbows about shoulder height. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Spread your fingers wide and pull the elbows a little bit back behind you. Nice. You should feel the shoulder blades coming a little bit closer together, and as the muscles at the back of the shoulders, see if you can activate those. And get some nice space in the front of the shoulders and the chest. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, bring the elbows together and close them, press them into each other, and feel how this activates the chest and it opens the upper back. And then open the arms, cactus, press the elbows back behind you. And then exhale, bring the elbows together, squeeze them into each other a bit. Inhale to open. Of course, when we open, something else has to close, which is the upper back in this case. And then exhale, as you close the front, the back gets more space. So it's always two sides of the same coin. Let's do one more of this. Inhale. And this time exhale, bring left elbow on top of the right. I'm not mirroring you, so it might look visually opposite. And then bring the hands together if you can, and lift the elbows slightly. Now squeeze the forearms into each other, and then move the shoulder blades a little bit apart for this one, so that you can feel a nice stretch in the upper back. We never want to just open the front and completely forget about the back. We are a three-dimensional being, so it's good to pay attention to all the sides a little bit, even if we focus more on the one side. And then open cactus arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then bring right elbow on top of left, eagle arms, whatever it looks like for you, make it happen. Lift the elbows, squeeze the forearms, and move the hands a bit away from your face. Nice. And I get this sort of a spacious feeling in your upper back as the shoulder blades move apart. And then open up again one more time. Good, release hands down on the mat. Let's come into cat pose. Often we do cat and cow, where we do the spinal movements and some breath work. But for today, I'd like to just do the cat pose so that we focus more on the space in the back body, just for this one. Sometimes a bit counterintuitive, but it's good to open the upper back before or in relationship to the chest as well. So what I'm doing is pressing the hands down, lift the chest up, lift the belly up, and tuck the chin down to the chest. At the same time, I'm trying to tuck the tailbone under as much as possible to get some even curve into the whole spine behind you. Nice. Step your right foot forward. Tuck the left toes under and come into an easy high lunge. When I say easy, I just mean we're not trying to straighten that back leg too much. We're not having a too long stance. We're just sort of balancing easily on both legs. Good. And then from here, take the right arm, move it across your chest, straighten the right arm, and then pull in with the left forearm. So I'm going just above the elbow and below the wrist, if you like. And with the right forearm, what I'm doing is I'm pressing out a little bit into that resistance of the left forearm. Nice. Hug your right bicep into the chest. Take a moment. We're also prepping the legs to open the front of the hips a little bit more. It's going to go quite well with the rest of the front body opening. And then release it. Clasp your hands behind the lower back just for a moment. And then pull the shoulders open. Pull them back so that the front can open. Lift the chest a little bit. Don't worry too much about the legs. We're just holding this high lunge. And then release it. Lower the hands. Lower your knees. Walk the hands a big step forward for puppy pose. Nice. And then we'll do a little variation so we get into a bit of the side body as well. Your right hand, place it at the top right corner of the mat. and then with the left hand push it on top of the right, lower the head down and the chest down, and then pull the left hip a little bit back. Soften, release. I'm being quite soft with the upper body. I'm trying to relax it down with gravity. But with the hands, I'm pressing down a bit onto the mat, almost like you're in down dog. And then undo it. Left hand, left corner of the mat. Right hand on top. Pull the hips back, allow the head to rest down, or even if it hovers, that's fine. And then pull that right hip a little bit back extra, so that you're getting to the right side body. Couple of breaths with the hands pushed down, with the chest relax, and then just feel the front body opening in this pose. Good, then come back up. Let's step the left foot forward, right toes tuck them under, lift the right knee a little bit, but keep a soft bend in that right knee so you don't have to strain to keep your balance here. Good. Then with the left arm, let's go across the chest, straighten the left elbow, and with the right forearm, go somewhere between the wrist and the elbow to pull in. That's going to give you a good leverage. Nice. And then hug the left biceps to your chest. With the left forearm, resist a little bit, so you're pushing out onto the right arm. Take another breath or so. Good, and release that bind, and bind the hands together behind your lower back. First move the shoulders back and then start to lift the hands wherever they end up, it's fine. And ever so slightly lift the hip bones, the front of the hips, lift them up. Nice, one more breath, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, and then lower the hands down, step back, downward facing dog this time. And then just for this class, if you like this, try this out, turn the hands out a little bit more than usual. So usually for me, the peace sign is facing forward, but now turn between the thumb and the index finger, turn that forward and place the hands slightly wider. Some of my fingers are actually off the mat. And then just see if that doesn't give you a little bit of extra space in the shoulders, in the chest, in the belly, maybe the backs of the legs as well. If it's hard to keep a long spine in down dog, you feel too much pulling the backs of the legs, then just bend the knees a little bit and see if that doesn't help you feel a little bit more spacious in the upper body. It's a good adjustment. I often like to bend the knees a bit. Good, then step your right foot forward, do one more little warm up. Lower the left knee down and come into a shorter stance. So it's not the usual very long lunge that we're doing. Then place both hands on the right knee. Nice. From here, we're going to do a couple of activations. You might not see it, but you'll feel it in your body. Left knee, press it down and pull a little bit forward. Then the left glute, switch it on so you're squeezing the left glute a little bit. Nice. You can stay here, or you can lift the left arm up, bring the left hand behind the head or the back of the neck and do a little side bend. So with the upper body, I'm leaning over to the right a bit. And now you get this long stretch from the left knee to the left elbow. Remember, our theme is stay open. So if you feel a strong sensation, can you stay open to it? Doesn't mean you have to endure any pain. No, not at all. You can adjust or modify. But when there's a new sensation that comes along, or a new pose perhaps you haven't done, can you stay open and curious and not sort of close down and run away from it? Good, step back, downward facing dog. Now this is how we're going to do our vinyasas today. We're going to inhale to plank pose. Exhale to the mat. You can do this with or without your knees. And then locust pose, reach your hands back, lift the head, the chest, arms and the legs, and then a second back bend. We'll build this in. Hands a bit further back than your shoulders. And then we'll do a little cobra pose to stretch the front body a little bit more. And then back to down dog. Now step the left foot forward, the right knee down. Keep it into a shorter stance. Nice. Tuck the tailbone a little bit under with the right knee pushed down. With the right glute squeeze a little bit. Nice. Hold this. If you're happy here, stay here. If you want, right arm up, bend the right arm, lean a little bit to the left. So we're just increasing the length in the whole side body there. Breathe under that right arm into the side of your rib cage. Again, this might be a strong stretch. Some of these poses might be a little bit demanding. And then just see how your body reacts. Can you stay open? Can you stay curious? And if something doesn't work, then of course you're changing it. But take a moment to observe what it is. Are you just copping out? Are you giving up? Or are you maybe being kind to yourself by backing off a little bit? There's a big difference between these different decisions. And then release it, step back, down facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower down, the sphinx pose. Place your elbows under your shoulders. With the hands, push down on the mat or on the floor and pull a little bit back. Nice. When you pull back, you start to feel your chest, your belly are all lengthening a little bit. And with the head, just look forward. You don't need to throw the head back and try to look up. There's no need. And then just feel this opening at the front of the spine. Sometimes back bend, it's not the best description of what we're trying to do. Just visualize the front of your spine and pull the front of the spine open by tractioning back with the elbows. Can you feel this even curve in your whole upper body? And then release it. Inhale to locust. Exhale down, place the hands. Inhale to cobra. Exhale down, downward facing dog, press back. Take a breath, settle in. And then walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Bend the knees a little bit. Now slowly roll up to standing. Like a flower opening up in the morning. Unrushed, and at your own time, you will blossom. This is what the yogis say. Hands to the heart. Stand tall and ready. Inhale, lift the arms. Now for this class, open the hands a bit wider. I'll face you so you can see for the first one. Plant the feet. Lift the arms up. Spread the fingers. And then lean the head and the arms and the shoulders a little bit back. So you're really in this open, receptive pose to receive and to embody this opening up that we are focusing on today. And on the exhale, just fold down. It's okay to bend the knees a bit, especially after these back bends. Go a little bit easy on the forward bends. And then inhale to lengthen the spine forward. Now for this class especially, don't be stingy with your half lift. Don't strain to keep your fingers down. I'd rather say lift the hands a little bit higher and lengthen the chest. So there's a real openness in the chest and in the back body. Now exhale, step right foot back. Lower the right knee down. Lift the arms, again a little bit at an angle. And as you slide the hips forward, you're lifting the chest up. You're opening up. Nice, lower the hands down. Let's go downward facing dog. First, if you like the turning out of the hands to have a bit more space in the chest, in the front of the shoulders, then you can keep doing that here. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, slowly lower down. As always, it's okay to use your knees. And then inhale, locust pose. Lift everything up. but think of it as strengthening the back as you open the front. Good. Hands down, roll the shoulders back, and then again, traction the spine forward as you open the front of the spine. Good. Lower down, down dog, hips move up and back. Inhale here. Exhale, the right foot forward, left knee to the mat. Open up in low lunge, lift the arms, spread your fingers wide. Maybe lean the head back if your neck is okay with that. And then hands down, step forward, forward fold, relax. One breath, inhale, flat back. Lift and lengthen forward. Exhale, rebend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, let's go all the way up. You can roll up or you can sweep the arms. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that again, second side. Inhale, open the arms wide. Lean a bit back, maybe push the hips a bit forward. And exhale, takes you down. Relax the head. Inhale, flat back. Open the back and the front body sort of equally here. And exhale, left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, low lunge with lots of openness in the front body. Slide the hips forward and down. Lift the chest up. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, make your way down, controlled and slow. Locust pose first. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, place the hands, tops of the feet down. Cobra pose. Inhale, pull the hands towards you to traction the chest forward. Nice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Open up, lift the chest, spread your fingers, receive, and exhale, forward fold. What are you receiving? Well, the benefits of your yoga practice, of course. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. Sometimes I like to roll up and then lift the arms. I'll leave it up to you. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do second round with high lunges. Inhale, lift the arms, spread your fingers, maybe lean back a tiny bit more. And then flex forward, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale the right foot back. Keep the right knee up if you're feeling steady enough today. And then lift the arms, lift the chest up. Spread the fingers wide, lift the front body, lean back, and then downward facing. Good. Inhale into plank pose. Keep a strong plank as you lower down. Locust. Inhale. Exhale down, prepare for cobra. Roll shoulders back. Remember, we're opening the front of the spine and the whole front of the body. Good downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Bend the right knee, open the hip. You can lean back a bit. And then step right foot forward. High lunge. Lift the arms. Spread the arms a little bit wider. Lift the chest up, lean back. Exhale, forward fold, step to the front. Flat back, inhale. Exhale to fold. Keep the knees soft. Roll up or sweep the arms up. Take your time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Let's keep going and then we'll change it up. Inhale. Open up, hips go forward, the heart opens. Exhale to fold. You'll notice we're moving the spine forward and back, forward and back. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, the left foot back this time. Keep the knee up if you can. Lift arms, it's high lunge with opening the whole front body. And then exhale, down dog first, just to collect ourselves. Inhale into plank. Exhale, make your way down. Locust. Lift everything up so you're stretching the front body. And then hands down next to the middle of your chest. Roll the shoulders back. Nice active cobra pose. Chest moves way forward, shoulders move back. Good downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Bend your left knee, open the hip. Then step left foot forward for high lunge. Steady through the feet. Open through the front body. The whole front is lengthening and lifting. Nice. Step forward. Forward fold. Flat back. Inhale. Exhale. Fold again. Nice. Roll up or reverse swan dive up. Hands together, hands to the heart. Close your eyes, stand tall in your mountain pose. Just feel the state of your body. Feel the state of your mind. Might already be a huge difference between now and when you just started your practice. Do you feel a little bit more space around your thoughts, around feelings? Around your joints? This is what the yogis are doing. We're carving out a bit more potential. We're creating some new options to move into. Nice. Inhale, lift the arms. Again, start of the same, arms into a Y shape. Lean the hips forward, lean the shoulders back. And then fold forward. It's good to keep your knees a little bit soft, especially for this practice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Good. Here, just lower the elbows down so you're in dolphin. And then walk the toes back, so now you're in dolphin plank. Take a moment here, settle into the pose. And why we're doing this pose? Because we're opening up to something that's possibly a little bit hard sometimes. So see if your mind wants to close up, if your body wants to resist, if your knees are already down. So just observe your habitual reaction. And then lower down. Sphinx pose. Pull the elbows towards you like we've done before. Let the heart open and then traction the front of the spine to the front of your mat. Just visualize that beautiful opening in the whole front body. Nice. Release. Locust pose. Inhale, lift the legs, arms. And then cobra, set it up. On the next inhale, make it happen. Pull the hands towards you. Draw the shoulders back and down. And then downward facing dog. Nice. Let's step right foot forward. Lower the left knee down. Nice. It's time to open up even more. How are we going to do it? With Kali Mudra. What's a mudra? It's a hand position. What's Kali? Kali, you should look it up. It's a terrifying goddess with skulls, with squirting blood. She's the destroyer of the universe in a female form sometimes. And now this is the mudra that is named after her. Instead of clasping all your hands, you're straightening the thumbs and the index finger. So you get this James Bond looking hand signal. Nice. Point it forward. And soften the hips forward and down. Good. If you need something to target, you can always point at me. It's fine. And then here we go. Now reach the fingertips forward, so you're lifting your shoulders out of the sockets, and then lift the arms up. Make a big arch and lean the arms back as far as they go. Lift the chest up. Lean the head back if you're okay with this. And breathe, you're opening up. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, slowly release. As a counter pose, just lower the left hand down, lift the right arm up. This is option one. If you're in a moment in a quad stretch, you can hold your back foot in the right hand. Nice. Either way, you're twisting, you're opening the front body and the front of that right shoulder. Good. Gently release. Kali coming up on the second side. I hope you're ready. Left foot forward. Right knee to the mat. Lift up. And then with the hips, we're going to soften forward and down. You might lose some of it as you start to lean back. It's okay. We'll watch how it goes. And then interlace your hands, except the thumbs, the index fingers, and start to point forward with the shoulders. You don't want to pull the shoulders back. You want to reach the shoulders forward. It's going to give you more space once you start lifting up, and then start to draw a terrifying line, splitting the sky in half. This is what Kali is capable of. And then lean the thumbs back, lean the arms and the shoulders back, open the chest and the heart forward, soften the hips down, maybe lean the head back, open the front body and breathe. One more deeper breath. Exhale to lower the right hand inside the left foot. As you can lift the left arm up, this is option one, easy twist. Or if you prefer, you can hold the back foot with your left hand. If you need to adjust the feet, sometimes I like to walk that left foot a bit wider. That could be nice. Let's take a moment to check in. Gently release. Downward facing dog, step back. As you press your hands down, allow the hips to lengthen up and back. It's a really nice opening, and imagine the spine is pulled from both ends down to the mat and then up towards the hips. Nice. From downward facing dog, I'm going to turn around, step your right foot to the front, turn the left heel down, and then lift up to warrior two, Virabhadrasana. This is another terrible warrior. This time he's both male and female. His name is Shiva, and it's the warrior form of Shiva. Reach the arms out, that's what Virabhadra means. You should look up the stories. It's quite nice to have a bit more background to some of these names that you hear in all these yoga classes. Nice, and pull the right hip a little bit back. Stand, reach your arms out. And this is a good pose to open up, but at the same time feel really grounded and really steady. And then let's reverse left hand down, reach the right arm up, and try not to lose the bend in your front knee. Lean back, stretch the sides. Nice. From here, right hand inside the right foot, left arm up and over, it's side angle pose. Nice. Don't lose the back foot, keep the edge grounded, lift the inner arch a little bit, and stretch forward and up through the left arm. Nice. We're going to go half moon pose. Step onto your right foot, move your right hand a bit forward, a little bit to the side, and then lift the left leg. A couple of options, you can just lift the left arm, or if you want to continue with opening the front body, it could be nice to hold the left foot in the left hand and kick it a little bit back. Almost like you're doing bow pose, but you're standing and balancing on the right leg. Now open the chest. Maybe your left foot goes a bit behind you if you're holding it. And then slowly unwind, step back to down dog. Inhale into plank. We'll do that same little vinyasa in between. Exhale, lower down for locust. Inhale, the heart goes forward, stretch the front body, you're still opening up. And then hands down for cobra. Inhale, cobra pose. Feel the stretch from your toes to the chin. You can even look up this time and maybe stick your tongue out. Did you feel this whole front body connection? From the toes to your tongue, it's one line of connective tissues and muscles and things working together. Downward facing dog, well done. Step left foot forward. Lower the right heel down to the mat. Open the arms. Find a steady warrior pose, Virabhadra. Reach out to the fingertips and feel a nice openness both in the front and in the back. So here we don't want to be in a back bend or in a forward bend. We want to be quite neutral as best as we can. And then reverse it, right hand down. Left arm, reach it up. Lean a little bit back. Keep the front knee bent. One more breath, reach to the back with your left fingertips. And then left hand, come down inside the left foot. You can use a block if that's too far. Right arm, reach up. Now we're opening the right side of the rib cage. That's the right foot, keep it anchored, and then you're stretching away with the right fingertips. Nice, prepare for half moon pose. Left foot's going to be holding us up, so steady it nicely. Left hand, go a little bit forward, a bit to the outside of your foot. Maybe on a block if it's too hard. Lift the right leg, right arm. Open up. This is a great pose to open up. Try to take up as much space as possible. Maybe the back bend variation, you can always bend your knees a bit to come into a little bit easier. Did I say easier? This pose is hardly easy, but it could be a nice opportunity to open up. Even if you fall out 5 times, can you open up to that? And then release it. Step back, downward facing dog. Nice, lower the knees, maybe a little bit wider to the edges of your mat. Sit back on the heels, a moment in child's pose. This feels like quite a closed pose, but mostly for the front body. It's actually a really good opportunity to send some deeper breaths into the back ribs, the lower back, the belly, and the back of the diaphragm. Can you visualize those areas in your mind? And direct a couple of breaths there. It should feel really good. Nice counter pose to all this front body opening we've been doing. Nice, last little standing sequence. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot inside your right hand. Turn the left foot down, leave a bit of space between the feet. And then come into warrior 1. So for warrior 1, the hips are turning towards the right knee, which is your front knee. The right knee is bending, the left leg straight, and then lift the arms. Nice front body opening because it's really giving the front of that left hip a chance to open up. Nice. From here, clasp the hands behind your lower back. Lift the chest and look up for a moment. Nice, keep this. Start to lean the chest forward over your front knee. Hold here for a moment. Good. You can stay here, or you can step onto your right foot for warrior 3 with the clasped hands. So see if you can find your balance. You can keep a little bend in that right knee, that's fun. And then stretch your fingers back. Keep the heart open. And just open up to whatever is happening now. Temperature, your mood, your thoughts, your environment. Let everything be just as it is. And step back to down dog. Well done. It's a hard thing not to get involved with stuff. Your neighbor is mowing the lawn and he's using the loudest machine, and during your meditation or your yoga class, all of this is we're just opening up to life as it is right now. It's called the reality. If you start to fight reality, you've got a very big chance of losing, isn't it? Step your left foot forward. Turn the right heel down. With the hips facing as forward as you can, start to lift up. Lift your arms, anchor the back foot, and bend through the front knee. A moment in warrior 1. Take another breath in. On the exhale, clasp the hands behind the lower back. Lift the chest and lean back. Nice. To transition to warrior 3, first move more weight into your front foot. Then you can lift the back heel, and then you can always hop a little bit closer a couple of times until you feel like you've got it, and step onto the left foot. Lift the right leg high. Keep the chest open, almost like you're doing locust here. Stretch the top leg back. Breathe for another moment. And then exhale, release it. Hands down, downward facing dog. Good, lower the knees. And sit back. Nice. What we'll do next is camel pose. We'll do that a couple of times. And what I want to do with you today is do camel pose from the bottom up. Sometimes we do camel, actually most often, we do camel from the top to the bottom, which means we're starting up high and then we sort of drop back. It's not wrong, but it gives a really nice feeling of stability, of openness, and of strength in the back bend when we come into it from the bottom. So it goes like this. You can do this with me. You're sitting back. And just imagine building up the pose from the bottom. So the first thing is to have the feet a little bit apart, to press the shins down, to press the tops of the feet down. That's the base. Then from here, we're going to start to move the thighs forward. Imagine lifting up, and then move the hips forward, and then start to arch your back so the chest lifts up and the belly moves forward with the hips. And then for this first one, place your hands on the hips, the back of the hips, and roll the shoulders back. Nice. Now we'll undo it. Chin to chest first, then move the upper back, mid back, lower back, sit the hips down. So we're sort of reversing that movement as we come down. Take a moment in between the repetitions. Nice. Ready for round 2. We're building up our camel from the ground to the top. Just see if that feels nicely to sort of unwind, to open up little bit by bit, and to let the magic unfold in your practice. So here we go. We're going to start from the bottom. Make sure you have a steady base. You're pushing down with your shins, with the tops of the feet, and then move the thighs forwards. When the hips are stacked above your knees, start to arch your back, roll the shoulders back. You can again have hands to backs of the hips. So the elbows come together You can also tuck toes, so when you feel you reach back with your hands, the heel's a little bit higher, and you might be able to connect the hands, and then roll the shoulders back as you lift the heart up, maybe lean the head back. Take a breath, open up, and then reverse it, chin to chest first, then uncurl the spine, then move the hips back, untuck the toes, sit back. After this one, place the hands on the heart. Take a moment. Just feel. You came here, you open up. And when you open up, this is when all the possibilities are lying at your feet. Anything is possible from here on once you open. If you remain closed, you're going to miss a whole lot of chances and opportunities, even if they stare you in the face. Good, let's do one more round. This one we're going to keep the heels down. It's a bit of a deeper back bend, so if that is appropriate for you, you can do that. Otherwise, you know, there's the hands on the back of the hips, there's the heels lifted, and then there's the heels down. Good. Wherever you are, we're building it up from the bottom to the top. So start with your base, press down. Start to move the thighs forward, the hips go forward, then the spine is arching back, then the shoulders roll back, then maybe you reach with the hands, if you can find the heels, that's okay, and then maybe the head leans back. Open the whole front body. If your neck is not happy, then rather look forward. Nothing wrong with that. One more deeper breath. And then undo it from the top to the bottom. Sit back, hands to the heart, observe. Nice. From here, right knee forward towards the right front side of your mat. Left leg back, pigeon pose. When you're ready, lower the elbows or make a pillow with your hands, rest the forehead. Nice counter pose to all this back bending we've been doing. And here, like we've done before, take the opportunity to breathe into the back of the torso, the back of the rib cage, into the lower back and the waist. At the same time, allow your body to settle and sink in. What we are practicing and focusing on today is to say yes. The no is sometimes the first thing that comes up. Like, let me rather stay with my old habits and patterns and stay with what I'm used to. But it takes courage to open up and try something new and adapt to a new pose and advance in your yoga practice and show up even when you don't really feel like it, perhaps. Now slowly lift back up. Swap sides. You can step back to down dog. If you want to pedal the legs out or lift one leg, this is all fine. And then slide left knee forward, right leg, slide it back. You can come down onto elbows, or as before, you can make a pillow with the hands. Nice restful pigeon pose. Don't make it too intense, just enough to feel a bit of a hip stretch, but relaxed enough so that you can let go. You can slow the breath down. You can watch the breath move through your body. Enjoy these few moments in between where nothing needs to be done. Nobody's expecting anything of you. You're not rushing to the next task. You're just taking a moment to rest and observe. Nice. Slowly lift back up. Swing the right leg forward and come into seated twist. So right foot is over the left knee. Wrap the left arm around the front of the right knee, and then with the right hand go behind you. Lift the chest. Turn to the right. Could be nice to close your eyes and to reuse this as a unwinding pose. Rather than winding yourself up more than you already were before, can you twist so that you unwind? So that when you come out of the twist, a whole lot of tension is gone, mental pressure is gone. Whatever was holding you down is slowly allowed to come to the surface and dissipate. And then slowly unwind. You can do a little counter twist to the opposite side if you want to. And then let's swap sides. Right foot under or right knee under, left foot over the right knee. Wrap the elbow around the front of the knee, pull it in. Left hand goes behind you just to support. Then lift the spine, turn to the left, don't go too far, keep it mild. A mild twist, just to let your body settle in and think of unwinding rather than adding more stuff onto your plate, which is already quite full, I'm sure. One more deeper breath. And then return to the center, maybe counter twist for a moment. And then lift up. Nice. We'll end with a spinal twist on our backs. So lie down. From here, really simple. Draw the knees up, but not as close as you can to your chest. So keep them more or less above the hips. Lower both knees to the right. Open the arms wide, in line with your shoulders perhaps. And rest here in this simple supine twist. Sometimes I like to rest the right hand on that top knee. But just find a pose that you can rest in and let go for a couple of breaths. This twist is also really nice to open the chest and let the knees relax to the opposite side. It feels like the pose works by itself. You don't need to push and pull to receive the benefits. And then back to center. Keep the knees above the hips, so don't pull them in closer for this one today. And then lower the knees straight to the left. Maybe rest the left hand on the top knee. Right arm reaches away from the right shoulder and just settle in. Relax the shoulders, relax the upper back, and let the breath explore the pose from the inside. Nice, return to center. If there's any last movements you need to do before Shavasana, you can do them now. There's a happy baby, there's another twist, plow pose, whatever you like. Or my recommendation would be that you go straight into final rest of Shavasana. So shuffle around, make any last adjustments. And then to make sure the chest is nice and open, what you can do is just press the elbows down and just squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit underneath you, and then relax the upper body back down. It's a nice little self-assist to have that nice openness in the front. And once you're ready, maybe sigh the breath out a few times. And once you've done that, let the breath go. Let your body go. Just let it rest here. And become the peaceful observer. You know it's happening when it's happening, but you're not getting involved. Like you're watching the ocean and the waves, but you don't always need to jump in. If you have a little bit more time for your practice, for your relaxation, and by all means stay as long as you like in the Shavasana. If your yoga time is up, you just had set aside 1 hour for your practice, and it's almost time to move on. So start to move your hands, to move your feet. You can bend your knees and roll over to your side. And then use your hands to come up to a seat. Bring your palms together in front of the chest. Take a moment, close your eyes, observe how your body feels. And if there's a bit more space, physically, mentally, energetically, emotionally, spiritually, the yoga practice works on all these different levels. And touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart. Bow to yourself on your mat. Thank you so much, yogis, for practicing. It means a lot that you've taken some time out to find some space to open up. And I really enjoyed our time together. Namaste, everybody, and see you here again soon. Take care.